please like, comment, like I said, and share with your mamas, dadas, cousins, uncles, aunts, baby mamas, baby dadas, side pieces, situationships, thruples, quadruples.
What's the thing?
No labels. A
Orgies.
quadruple might not be, but I know a thruple
share it within your orgy.
Share it with the couple that you sit in the corner watching have
us in the background on the TV of the orgy that you're at right now, because we know one of you is.
High five each other at the end.
Stab each other up.
All right.
While you Eiffel Tower something.
It's only episode raunchy and emotional. There you go.
I don't wanna wait in.
All
That
right.
should be our tag.
Steve, say something off the cuff. Go.
Yep.
I'm tired.
I hate you.
Off the cuff. They AI generated Bobby Altoff's nudes, and she was like, she's yeah, she's a really big like podcaster right now.
Who?
Hey, you said off the cuff, so
That's
I said
not
it.
off the cuff.
Well, let's save that for after. Hello, welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Heard from a Friend. I'm Lee. That's Steve. That's Richard. And we're your guys' favorite addiction. Bad choice.
We're like your side bitch. You guys just come to us on Tuesdays.
Okay.
During work, in the bathroom, when you're trying to look for something to pass the time, and then you realize there's a new episode out, and Richard just tweeted it out at 11 a.m.
You just realize that we're just a good time for a short time.
Bro, it comes out at 7 a.m. and I'm like, I know my ass isn't gonna wake up in time to tweet that shit.
No. But the podcast.
Now you guys know. 7 a.m.
It's always out at 7. All right, it's always out.
It's not announced till 11.
It's just that okay, because I'm asleep. Somebody else has to wake up before me. I imagine, right? So they could probably tweet it out if they see that I haven't. That's all I'm saying.
I honestly thought that it came out at 11 with your tweet, but now that I know it doesn't, then I'll tweet it. I'm up at like 6 something.
It's been like a year where all episodes have been up at 7 every
That's
Tuesday.
crazy. I only watch it at 11 every Tuesday. Jesus Christ. I'm like, yo, the episode's not out yet.
Hopefully you're a better fan than our own co-host.
This is episode 83.
You looked it up.
By the way. No, I was going to say 83. I did double check. But yeah, it is episode 83. Hello, welcome. Inappropriate photos generated by an AI.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Bobby Altoff?
I don't know.
Bobby? Who is this person?
Bobby Bobbi. Her podcast is called The Really Good Podcast. She's the one that people were saying she was an industry plant because she started interviewing like all these famous people out of the blue, but she just has a really good agent.
How do you spell her name? Or is it you said Bobby?
Bobby
what?
Bobbi.
And then Altoff. Althoff.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is.
So they AI generated her nudes, and everyone was just like, "Is this you?" And she was like, "Nah, bro. Like, sorry to disappoint you guys, but this ain't me."
I'm not listen. I am all for like interviewers for different interviewing styles, and
hers is satire. It's very
it's very dry. That's like her whole thing is supposed to be very dry, very like abrasive, but
very
like,
awkward.
Yeah, but like compared to the like 2 white girls that are on, like to me, there's only 2. It's this person and then the one that does Chicken Date. If you guys know about her,
Chicken Date.
Is that another podcast?
Yeah.
Well, not a podcast. I don't think it's a podcast.
Wait, that's her channel?
I think it's a channel. And she interviews people. Chicken Date Shop. I think that's the name of it. Yes. It's Chicken Shop Date. That's the actual thing. But
I've never seen her.
Interview different people, and one of the things that she really like is a little bit viral for is she interviewed Sean Evans, and he's even asked her like, who do you think from our fan base would I think he says is their favorite, and she was like, job wise, you, personality wise, me. And I think that's what it was, or it might have been the other way around. And then
I mean, she's interviewed pretty big names.
Yeah, she also has
Jennifer
this
Lawrence.
like ongoing thing with Andrew Garfield on the red carpet, and it's so cute.
yes, I know who that is.
So
yeah,
bad.
I know who
I
it is
know
now.
who it is now. Yeah, I
exactly
seen that. I seen the TikTok of them interacting like at each one, and it's just like, oh my god, like it's that awkward cute or whatever, right? But it's cute nonetheless. Sure.
It's like you both should just
kiss
with faces touching each other's lips.
Keith,
but they're Keith no. But yeah, they're very. She seems very cool. So I like, compared to the two white women that I know that are doing that kind of interview style, or just one-on-one trying to be funny, but also like give an interview. This chick right here, way better in my opinion. I think it was. It's not Wiz Khalifa, is it? No, that's
the
not
last one. The newest one has been Wiz Khalifa. That was by far the best one. Because
oh my god, the clips that are coming out of that are so bad. I'm just like, oh, gross.
That by far is like
comfy.
It's. I mean, but that's the whole point of like the stick of it. Yeah, it's like it's not supposed to be a comfortable thing. But he plays along. Yeah, he plays along very well, and everybody was like, "Yo, shout out to Wiz. Like this man has like, for someone who just is like a super pothead, he's like well mannered, very polite. He when he interviews." He's like always eye contact and directly looking at her, having full conversation. Like most people don't do that. Most people kind of look around, or they're kind of like just chilling, or not really paying attention, or paying attention to an extent.
Why you got a lighter in your hand? Sorry, I got distracted. I was like,
I showed it.
Time. I saw it in his hand. I'm like, are you influenced by Wiz Khalifa right now or something?
No, dude, I didn't even tell you guys. Anyways,
okay.
No. Oh, I got gifted a whole bag of like nothing but like weed and like a bunch of shit like to smoke for my birthday. Shout out to my friend Val.
To clarify, we live in California. It's legal here?
Yeah. Okay. It's legal here.
I smoke on the podcast all the time, you guys. Like, if you're upset by it, I'm not.
Maybe it's people's first episode. I don't know.
Oh, if it's your first episode, I'm sorry. If you're bothered by it, eat a shoe softly.
Eat a shoe. I thought you were gonna say eat shit. I was like, damn.
We're still early in the podcast and trying to keep it to like a appropriate level to at least 10 minutes, and then it's a little saucy.
That's why he censored himself a little earlier.
Yeah.
I thought you were just trying a new thing.
But anyways,
consider it.
Anyways, yeah. So at least the comment section is very like everyone's about this one. Like this is like her best one was with Drake, and then there was a bunch of bullshit that happened after that. And yeah. And she took that one down. But she's known, like she interviewed Bobby Lee, she interviewed Bobby Flay, she's fucking interviewed what's his name? The guy from Shark Tank?
Oh.
No, that's somebody else.
I like the mayor of Flavortown. You said Bobby Flay, I started thinking of Guy Fieri, and I was just like
yeah.
Wait, the guy from who?
The guy from Shark Tank, Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, she interviewed Mark Cuban. She's interviewed fucking Tyga. The list goes on and on. She's interviewed big names in the industries.
Wow.
But obviously now she's playing the whole like industry plant thing to her advantage, because people are like obviously still talking shit about it.
Why is but she's shaking?
Huh? Oh, I shook my desk accidentally.
Yeah, I was like earthquake.
But yeah, no. So that's who she is though. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, like she's just a chill person. Like she doesn't really do much. Like her entire thing is satire, but like sometimes like the Wiz Khalifa, when she was asking like actual questions, and like it seemed very just like a genuine conversation between them two. Like it didn't feel like one of those weird ones. Like the one she did with Bobby Lee, like I laughed, but because obviously he's like a very like he's a comedian, but he like plays more towards like our side of comedy, so like very raunchy shit. So he like makes her, it looks like he makes her uncomfortable. But then like she went off and he went off and was like, hey, like this is all literally part of the shtick. Like ain't no one like really uncomfortable with each other. But I mean, they just mashed very well. But that's why they call her an industry plant, because of all the big names she's been doing it. And she's been doing like activities now instead of like sitting. Her entire thing was like sit in a different place every single interview. And now she's like, her thing now is like she's sitting somewhere else. She's doing something with them, like with Bobby Flay. Like she cooked with him. With Tyga, she was like a 3-meal course from like a chef, from like a random chef that she like hired. And then she's just been doing things like that. So it's like she's added more to her podcast, so it's nice. But yeah, she got AI leaks. And people were like going crazy over it. A bunch of people's fucking nudes got leaked, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Again?
speaking of like leaks or whatever, or supposed leaks, there was that whole Nicki Minaj one that was going around. That doesn't.
I didn't hear that at all.
I saw it. I didn't even think that looked like her, but I don't know. Anybody with like a fat ass, that's dark complexion with red hair could be considered Nicki, I guess.
I think it's a.
You don't really see their face.
I think she's an OF fan or something. I don't know who she is. Something Rose. Her shit got leaked. That one dude that you just mentioned to me, they're like, do you know who this like satire guy is? And I was like, oh, I've seen his TikTok clips, and like you were just mentioning him the other day, Lee, in my chat.
Oh, the guy that you're like
the white guy. Yeah, the cringy white guy. You said he's cringe. He just talks shit.
Jack Doherty.
Yeah, him and his girlfriend's him and his girlfriend's nudes got leaked. Yeah,
I saw that.
Wait, what?
Damn, that's
everybody was
sad,
like, you're like,
dude.
bro,
Wait,
like,
what?
bro
What
doesn't
happened?
even. So basically, dude was like not in it.
They both have an OnlyFans.
Okay.
First of all, didn't know he was 18. I assumed he was 17 at like the oldest. So, but good to know that he's of age, because I found out he had an OnlyFans. So I was like, okay, has to be of age. At least there's that. But I don't know why that makes it any better, because he still fucking sucks. And his nudes leaked when, I think around the time when Drake did. I think
a little bit after. It was a little bit after.
But there was a clip of him, somebody being like walking up to, because it was a live stream when he found out, and the guy, and then he was like, "Oh, F this, y'all a bunch of leaslers, that ain't me," or something like that. And I was like, okay, I guess, sure, whatever. At this point, honestly, I'm kind of just tired of just having to correct people all the time. I swear to God, I'm hanging out with a newer
Ruby
group.
Rose is the name.
Ruby Rose,
the actress?
I guess she's an actress. I don't know.
The one that was on. She was in Orange Is the New Black, no?
Yeah, I think so. Her, yeah.
The deaf lady in John Wick, the second one.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
she fights Wick.
The second one? I thought it was the third one.
Yeah. Chapter 2.
Oh, chapter 2. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, she's been naked in like so many roles. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but it was her getting fucked. That
was
the thing. Yeah, it was like it, and people were like, "How do you know it's her?" And then she's like moaning. You hear her voice. The tattoos, you hear her moaning in her voice, and I was like, "Oh, it's her."
But yeah. So he said that. So then I guess somebody was like, "Nah," but like literally, there's like, besides photos, here's a video, and there's a video of him just. I guess you can call that fucking. I guess that you can call it that. I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah. So basically, the people on X started like roasting him because chicks into it. Dude's just kind of like the weakest strokes you can think in the game. Like, bro got no fucking stroke at all. Or he's like, people were like, dude's probably playing like a video game while he's like smashing his chick. Like, it's sad. It's a sad. Like, I didn't see it, but everyone's saying it's a sad clip, and people started clowning on him. You know how Twitter is. Or X.
I was like, no, it's Twitter. I was like, I caught you saying people on X. I'm like, it's Twitter. X is so stupid. We refuse to call it that.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
No, we refuse to call it that. Don't call it. It's Twitter.
But yeah, so yeah, people on the internet were just roasting him, and they're like, dude talks a lot of shit, and he's got the weakest stroke game. Like, what a scrub.
I want to watch it now, just out of curiosity, because I'm like, what do you guys mean? Like, is it just like baby hump type of shit, or like?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
like
exactly what it is.
Dude goes home and boils chicken. Type of hump.
Spiceless sex. That sucks.
Yeah, spiceless sex.
Ew.
Yeah, it was unflavored. Yeah, it was very unflavored. That's for damn sure.
It's boiled chicken sets.
Like, yeah, there's that. I guess Ruby Rose one. Then I saw the Nicki Minaj one. Supposed Nicki Minaj, and I was like,
That's funny. I didn't even know that.
I feel like somebody of that level is kind of just having those type of allegations and leaks every week, if not every day. So I was like, this doesn't even look like her, but I guess if you guys want to,
I mean, I think she had leaks like a long time ago actually come out, like actual leaks of hers.
I'm mixing up the person that found out that their news were leaked online. It wasn't Jack, it was Aiden Ross.
Oh, him too.
He was the one that said that, not Jack, but whatever. They're both shitty people. But the one thing that was tripped out by Aiden Ross is that there was a bunch of like photos of on my side of Twitter, because it's all Twitter, and people like just being
horny
gay.
Twitter.
Horny Twitter. But there's also like, I feel like everybody, I don't know if you guys see this like formula or like what's the layout of a tweet where it's like, okay, but hear me out, ... and then it's like the video or the photo or something. So they did that for Aiden Ross kind of floats around that area, and it's just like, no, you are on mute now. Sorry, you will not be heard.
Sick.
You will not speak. But yeah, so there was a lot of clips going, or a lot of like people or profiles going around saying, oh, hit me up for the link or for the leak or whatever.
Yeah, and that's just all the bots.
Yeah, but like the photo that they kept sharing was the photo of him and what's the name of the dude? Andrew Tate, is that the name of the dude?
Yeah, the bald guy?
Yeah, the bald one, the one that we talked about a little while ago.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah, there's a video of them sitting in a living room. It looks like I guess when he was visiting him in Romania or whatever.
Yeah.
And Andrew's sitting there and like it looks like the start of a porn. I'm not gonna lie.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fucking like the silk robe shits?
Yes. It's Andrew on the left side and then Aiden on the right of the couch, and it's just the way it's framed on a couch, and then Aiden is just in like a t-shirt and some short shorts. And Andrew Tate's with his glasses, dumbass glasses, indoors with a fucking silk white robe or whatever. It looks fluffy, and he's just sitting
on
there.
That alpha shit.
And then Aiden's like, yeah. Like hands on his hips, just like, this is my first time. I just turned 18 and I'm ready to get boned. And it's like okay.
You got the Hugh Hefner fit on, just like,
yeah, I forgot he did. Apparently, those two twins from Miami, their shit got leaked too. There's the ones that are all tatted up and shit.
Oh, bro, no, the Island Boys.
Yeah, the Island Boys. Their shit got leaked. But the photo that's been sharing around, someone photoshopped. They're brothers. Someone photoshopped them kissing each other.
Dope. Steve, that's not Photoshop. There's videos.
Oh, shut up! Really?
They do that. There's videos of them doing that. That's like
shut up.
What?
I thought that was a Photoshop.
No, that was
that's nuts.
That was a shtick that they were doing for a while, and they still kind of. I think they cooled off on it a lot more because it's technically illegal in some states.
Yeah, no
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they stopped doing it. They still will I think say shit about it in like a caption or whatever. But
that's weird because they always try to act hard.
Yeah.
Just my thing. You know how it's illegal to, incest. Obviously illegal because as far as the law goes, it's like it's trying to prevent fucking inbreeding so that, as a civilization, we don't just become, brain dead.
That's crazy.
you know what I mean? Would it really matter if it's 2 men, 2 women? They can't reproduce?
I personally don't think so. But
the law of incest still sticks no matter what gender.
Yeah.
No, I get that. All I'm saying is, does it really matter? Yeah.
I mean,
personally, I
yes, because
I
you're brothers.
don't think so. But if you're gonna be, not to say that because I'm into
what?
that. I'm just saying,
no, exactly.
I'm just saying, in the sense of that they're not. Nothing's gonna come out of them doing that, but the most that's gonna come out of it is them promoting it. So that's really not good.
Yeah, I get that.
But that photo's been running around. It's like them literally live to live.
I can't think of it. I can't. I don't know what they look like, but I'm just imagining you seen the picture of the 2 black guys kissing. It's still like a meme.
Like kind of like that.
Like
kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so their shit got leaked too.
All right.
Bunch of people's shit got leaked.
I don't know.
they do OnlyFans now. Both of them do it. Yeah, there was a clip of them going around there in this morning that I saw was one of them. I guess they stream on Kick. And they had a girl over and she was sitting there and I guess she said something or someone said something about her age, and he was like, he looked at her and I think she said she was 18 when they asked her, and it was on stream.
Okay.
And he looked at her and he was like, 18? She was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, no, we're not. You can't be in this house. You can't be here for that. Like, I just don't want you in my home. And then he like basically kicked her out of his house while he was streaming. And he basically was just like not about it, which personally, whatever they do is on them. I don't consume their content like at all. I don't either. Them. But
it's like, oh, you're too young.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm like,
because it's so sketchy, especially nowadays.
Yeah, let's start off with that part.
even being like, oh, 19 is fine or whatever. Like, people can still lie, and unless you're like, obviously, I feel like almost at any point, if I don't know, it gets to that point where like when you meet someone, should you always ask them for their ID just to double check their age?
But I mean, if you're in that industry, yeah.
I feel in that industry, yes, but I feel like in normal life too, because you never know. But it's also just kind of like when we meet people,
it's common sense to ask.
For the most part, we're out. For me though, I actually will do that. I have to do that. Not like all the time when it's very apparently like a 35 plus man.
Oh no, yeah.
When it's someone that's like that looks young, I'm just like,
don't want to be an asshole, but
it depends what you.
The message. The first one's like, cool, like whatever they say. I'm like, cool. How old are you? Like, give me your stats, basically.
Yeah,
and
I think it depends.
For the most part, they're usually honest. So I'm like, okay, block.
It depends on what your plans are. Like, I'm saying this as like, if you both go into it knowing that it's just a hookup type of thing, then I think you should straight up ask for an ID. If it's just more like let's go out on a date type of thing, just and then see where it goes or whatever, then maybe not right away, but like at some point, me personally, I would, because I'm not even comfortable with anything under 20. 21 is like a really low bar. Like, more comfortable for me would be like 24, 23, 24. I'd be like, at some point, I'd just be like, oh, let's just go to a bar or something, have a drink. And then at that point, it figures itself out, you know? So I think you just be smart about it. But like, definitely if you're just going in it with the intentions of hooking up like really quick and not thinking about it after, you kind of would want the ID just in case, you know?
Hey, best part about apps and stuff like that too nowadays is that you can, like, if you really want to, you can filter age. So you can, you know.
Oh yeah, look at it's to look at your like your
age range, your preferences or whatever.
Your preference and age, yeah.
That's nice.
People still lie. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure they do. But
well, I mean, if you lie on your age, what's it called? I don't know how, but like you can get reported enough times off of that shit.
Oh, I'm sure. But I'm saying, like, what if you're the first one to, I don't know, go take this person out or whatever, you know?
Right.
They haven't reported.
You're still. I mean, I think you're still protected. Like, let's say, like, because technically that's it's fraud. It's fraud. Like, it's fraud, and you're like hiding your identity at that point. And then
I think there is a form of like not leeway. Just so we're not trying to advocate for people that do this or that want
some weird creepy shit.
Space.
Yeah, no.
We're just saying that there's a lot of like. It's easy to get yourself caught up in a lot of shit, especially nowadays with how easy access everybody has to the internet and to different apps, even places. Some places, if you're looking good, you get in. They don't really give a shit. Some places will just kind of get one, and then if there's a long line, they just hustle in however many people they can to get the line going. So, you know, it happens, especially in the places that are like, because I feel like something like that happens a lot in the gay community. So like, especially places in like West Hollywood and things of that sort, where the lines can get long because it's obviously a specific area and they're open super late. So people are just trying to get in, get out. Like, it's just go, go, go. So you always kind of have to be on the lookout for stuff like that. But I feel like to finish the thought was when something like that happens and I think it is found out, then as long as you're obviously very apparent, I think at that point I'll just be like, okay, now everything we've talked about, I have to document. Like everything has to be screenshotted, everything has to be written down that was verbal, that I could have proof that, okay, once I found out, I started cataloging everything. So there is some type of like, I didn't know, and this is proof that I didn't know. You know, I feel like courts will, even if you write it down, because I know that when I was thinking about going through like a lawsuit with a previous employer, my friend was like, make sure you have everything written down, date it, and that could be used as a form of like evidence when it comes to like, this is for a lawsuit, so it's a very different thing, I'm pretty sure, but I think it still helps just in case if something like that happens.
Yeah, I think it's like if you went into it with the right intentions and you're like completely blindsided, you'll be fine for the most part. It's like, you know, I feel like there's just a lot more to help you than there is to go against you, as long as you're like not an idiot, I guess. But
and I'm sure these apps have like backup servers for sure.
Oh right, but I'm saying like you know? For example, like say you got in an app and you match with somebody or some shit that's like claiming that they're 20, 21, whatever, and then you know you go, you do the deed, find out that person lied, turns out they're underage, and then they for whatever reason decide to take you to court or whatever. It's like, you know, you were under the understanding that they were overage, so it shouldn't. It's not that bad. I think I think you're in a better place than somebody who just like actually went out there willingly. Yes,
yeah, that's gross.
So fuck you to the pedos, but also fuck you to people who are lie about their age like liars, that. Weirdos.
Yeah, that's fucked
why.
Up. To change gears, but also stay in the same realm, like when you mentioned TikTok and stuff like that. It's a semi prompt. I've been saving photos as time has gone on. I wish I kind of like put what number of day they were, just because the channel or the page uploads a new photo every day of the year. So the page is called Safe to Think, and every day they post a photo, and it's day 67 of 365 or whatever, and
I've seen it.
have a prompt. So the prompt is for this one, one of them, I have a couple, so I'll do this one, and this one is, if you wrote a book about your best friend, what would the last line be?
That's hard.
I know. It's kind of tough, but I did see them. I read a couple of them. Man, these just can put a tear in your heart, tear in your eye, a tear in your heart. Shit hurts. I was like, oh my god. So there's that one. Let me pull up the other one. So
we're getting emotional today again. God damn.
What the other one is? This one's kind of sad, but it was also like, I don't know.
I like the sad ones.
Food for thought. When you die, who do you think will sit at your grave the longest?
Ooh.
Hopefully it's not the guy from Saltburn.
Bro,
no, I guess six is
really quick. Did you
just add some humor?
I forget his name. Whatever. That actor, he was on Hot Ones. Recently, I saw his interview. Barry
Cunningham or Cunningham or something.
No, it's something. I think it's whatever. Like Barry.
But he was on Hot Ones. Yes,
he was on Hot Ones, and I forget what the question. Something the question was. It's like, what are like? I think he asked him like, what are some like very hard moments of acting or some shit that like he had or some shit, and he just referenced Saltburn. He's like, bro, I fucked a grave. It's like I've done a lot of shit for my acting career or something like that.
Yeah.
By the way, good for him that he's now blowing up because of that movie. But I'm like, dude's been acting for a while, and he's a good actor. Like in all his previous films that he's been in, he's a good actor. Like he was good on fucking the Marvel one.
Oh, Eternals? He was good.
Yeah, he was good on that one. He always plays like a villain in most of them.
You know what I didn't know? He was in that one fucking British movie with the boat or whatever. Harry Styles was in it. Fuck me.
I don't know the name.
I only know
I think I know
Harry
what you're
Styles
talking
on
about.
Hello Darling. That's the only one I know.
No.
Yeah,
Ew.
that was one.
I thought that was the only movie Harry Styles came out in. What the fuck?
No, I'm pretty sure he was in this one too, right? Barry Keoghan war movie. What the fuck was it called?
Oh,
it's Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Dunkirk. Right.
I forgot he's in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called? I didn't know about it, and then he brought it up in the interview and shit. But anyway, I don't know, like singing his praises or whatever. Are we supposed to answer that question now, or like?
If you guys want, I can just. It was a food for thought, and my thing was, some of the prompts. I don't think I can think of anybody funny and not funny enough, but like the. I think there was. I forgot what it was about the best friend one, but that one was like. There was another question that I had saw that was like, what was it? Something about your best friend. I couldn't remember, but yeah, I mean, if you want to answer the question, you can. It's just, I think the channel is really interesting. Like I said, it is safe to think, and like you said, they're posting different prompts every day. Like today's was, if you had the opportunity to recreate a memory with someone no longer a part of your life, who would it, or what would the memory be? If you could recreate the memory with someone no longer in your life, like could you if you could relive
that moment in life? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
No. It's tough because there's so many, and it's tough because it hurts.
No, for me, it wasn't tough that there's so many. It's tough because I thought of one immediately, and I was like, "Fuck me! I don't even want like." I love that memory, but it's just something that I want to keep in here. You know, it's like,
cute.
and I can't talk about it out loud, but yeah,
that's okay. But, yeah, it's just a really interesting
cool
page.
Yeah,
I like the stuff that's kind of like inspirational, like food for thoughts and things of that sort. I think that's kind of been what I've been consuming a decent amount of, but I feel like during last year, like near the end of last year, and then like a little bit in the beginning of this year, I was in that headspace that was like very in-depth thinking and things of that sort. So
it's good.
That's what I was thinking. I feel like a lot of forethought and going deeper into your, like, I don't know. It's kind of like character analysis in English class, but on yourself. I feel like it's good to analyze yourself sometimes. I feel like we kind of do that already, and we've talked about that before, but it's always a good thing to do.
I know we're not like, well, on a different variety, I guess, of like spirituality / like just kind of inner, I don't even know how to say it. I think spirituality was the word, but it's like meditation has been a thing that is supposed to help you a lot, as far as like even just helping with your brain develop, and you think about stuff as far as like, you know, where you are, where you want to be, or even just helping yourself in your whatever your current situation you're at. But I don't know, it's like, I think that what you're doing essentially is a form of that. It's not like the stereotypical, you know, you sit there doing a fucking yoga pose or something, or you know, you just sitting alone in silence for like 5 minutes or something like that. Though it's like it's important. I think it's very important for you to constantly, at least like maybe once a month or maybe every other month, honestly, as long as you're doing it, just kind of reflect on yourself. Yeah
because I feel like, especially because we talked about it, even hearing it back, I was like, God damn, what the fuck? I say you should have just like, I agree, but I feel like you could have worded that nicer. I think there was an episode where we were talking about loneliness, and I was like, honestly, in this day and age, if you're lonely, that's on you. There's so many ways to fix that. And
did you say that?
I think that was last episode.
I'm like, God damn, my wording sometimes
he did exactly say that though.
You're talking about inner thoughts and inner fucking feelings. You're like, it's your fault, you're by yourself.
But see, so that's my point is that even if you're on your own and there is no one around or whatever for a while or an extended period of time, it's still good to do that self analysis or check in, or I don't know. Like Richard said, like he said, it's like a form of meditation, and I feel like there are a lot of different forms of meditation, and I feel like even without saying like the ones that are like official forms of meditation or whatever, you know, I feel like kind of what we do, like I know for Steve, working out moments for him, if not the whole thing, can be a form of meditation. I know for Richard, writing music or producing music or music in general is a form of meditation. And me, I actively will just look at prompts and think about shit and like analyze myself and make myself cry because I realize I can't answer most of the questions that
I think gaming is also a form of meditation for us too, because it's a way of escaping our realities and like really like just kind of like giving ourselves a brief moment of non-existence, because we kind of stop existing when we play. Like we're in the moment of a virtual game and we're playing, whether it's competitive, whether it's for fun or cracking jokes with friends. But like, for example, like a lot of things that like pop up to me is like gamers or like people in our age range, like thinking of like, oh, like our old days on Xbox and stuff, or our old days on PC with like our old friends, and like the laughters, the joy that like these games used to bring us. So it's like that's also like a form of escape and meditation for a lot of people.
I was like, I don't think it's meditation, but it's definitely more of a self-care type of thing that can help.
I've seen a lot of people like use, for example, like they'll go into like Skyrim, or now they can even go into like Starfield or fucking even Hogwarts. I saw a video today, and people would literally just hop on the broom, fucking run around, climb a mountain, and just chill there and watch. Fucking people play Zelda and just go venture off into the woods.
I was gonna say that Spider-Man, the newer ones,
like
just swinging around for minutes, hours. Yeah,
I think what Richard was gonna say too, when you were mentioning the games, is that it also kind of depends heavily on the game.
Yeah, of course.
Because there are some games that are very
gonna meditate off of fucking Call of Duty.
I get on Helldivers and I'm trying to kill bugs and get killed robots. I'm not really, I'm not.
I downloaded it.
Yeah, I got it. Your brother told me. He told me that he picked it up for the birthday, and I was like, sick. Then I'm just gonna get Richard to get it. That's it.
Just gotta wait a little bit.
Yeah, what's it called? Yeah, it kind of depends on the game. Like, there's a lot of games that are very artistic. Like, I think there are some games that are just straight up meant for like, just get lost in the sauce. But like, be zen. It's basically just having a zen moment to yourself while you're still stimulating yourself with something.
Yeah,
and I think it kind of helps people. Like for me, because I feel like everybody's tried at one point or another to just kind of center yourself.
Well,
take deep breaths, close your eyes, and try to empty your thoughts.
I do
like this never-ending buzz, and you're just like, I can't do that.
I do sleep meditations. So like, I'll.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So there's like certain like meditations I'll do, like to like kind of like basically like shut down my body, like get cozy in bed, calm, like catch that breath that I need. Like, because if you notice when you fall asleep, you like a lot of people close their eyes and they scrunch their face up till they pass out. It's like it's kind of like going from top to bottom and like kind of letting your body just melt onto your bed and like just process that. Yeah. See, like I started doing that, and a lot of people use apps for that too.
I had that happen one time, and it was when I think I finally it was during the house improvements or like house renovations, specifically when it was coming down to Mikey and I. We shared a room for freaking years. And for the people that don't know, I still live at home with my family, as we all do.
LA,
but I shared
expensive.
Yeah, LA is expensive as hell. But I had the same room with my brother, had it for years, and then was in the process of possibly moving out. That didn't go through. But then I think that kind of was. The purpose wasn't for this result, but the result of this action led to my parents kind of realizing like, oh, okay, he's like a person and wants to have his own space, his own like him. He wants to be him. So it led to us like kind of renovating the rooms. And if anybody knows, renovations alone, just hiring people to do it is taxing on a family or just a dynamic or the house. But doing it yourself, oh my God, it's a nightmare. It can be such a fucking nightmare sometimes. So
this entire place was renovated.
going through saying all that, when everything was done and I finally was able to like, I used to have like my bed in the middle, and like this I think was here before, but I had like wireless headphones, and I think we were finally done. It was like a spring day or summer day or whatever. It wasn't super hot. I had the day off, so I kind of and I was alone in my house for whatever reason. One of those rare moments that I was able to I had an ASMR video on, and I think it was meant for a form of meditation, but it was a guided meditation kind of. He plays music in the background and it kind of just melds, and it's just kind of like this constant note and then like synth sound effects, and they kind of meld into each other and kind of just create this soundscape, the sound space that is just kind of, background noise. But I remember just listening to him and kind of describing like what you kind of should be feeling, or like what these certain tones or chords or what he's doing. And for me, I like listening to people that are passionate or know what they're talking about. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really cool. I think personally, when it happens to me, I love when people do it to me. So I kind of get that pleasure off of, people pleaser. I get that pleasure of kind of providing that same feeling or that possible feeling to someone else, because I would assume that if I feel that way, then I would assume or hope that they could kind of feel a portion of that, if not exactly that. And for me, being heard, I kind of feel like people are always hearing me because I'm loud. Hello, I'm me. But people actually listening, that is what I appreciate more. When somebody's actually engaged in a conversation, when someone's making the eye contact or whatever, like just proper, etiquette. But the sound space was really nice, and I remember just feeling like it's the only time it's ever happened. I've tried to mimic it before, but can't do it. And it was just this one time where I actually felt like my entire body just melt into my bed. Just these headphones, nothing was like falling out of place. I wasn't hot, I wasn't cold. It was just like this nice zen moment of just being in that flow, just being in it. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I get meditation. Can I replicate it? No, I've tried. Can't do it. But experiencing it is really nice. I do get why people do it. It's a good time. It's a good time.
I got too into my head about it. If I tried like that, like actively trying to meditate or anything.
Have you tried? Have you tried journaling?
Yeah, I just can't get through with it. No, because it's a habit, and for me, building new habits is really fucking hard. Just because I end up forgetting about it. Yeah, and
I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so like for me, it is like me with just the music, guitar, whatever it happens to be, and like you guys talking about it, I was thinking about Soul, the movie. Like, you know how in the movie, for those who haven't seen it, there's this thing called the zone or whatever, where and for the main protagonist, he plays piano. When he's like playing piano, he goes into this like dreamlike state or whatever, right? Where it's like he just kind of drifts off and just everything just kind of melts away, and it's just you and the music or whatever the fuck. For me, it's kind of like that, but yeah, it's like I just started thinking about a bunch of stuff, and then at the same time, it's like nothing at all. So I don't know. It's like if I try way too hard to think about stuff, like my mind will just end up going like, all right, whatever, next thing. No real, not solutions, but no real like thought, no real thinking too hard about one certain thing. Whereas if I just like sit there and do something with music, I'll just end up like,
I think because you occupy yourself when you're doing that now.
Yeah, in a way.
With music, you kind of have to occupy yourself, and then when it comes to thinking, you kind of have. I think the issue is like sitting there and like trying to process like what you're trying to think of, or like sometimes it feels forced if you're not doing it. But same thing, it's a habit. Like you have to build that habit. Like it's just like till this day, like I don't journal religiously. Like I do it like every other day, every 3 days. So whenever I get the chance or I have the time, and I'm in bed early, like I'll journal. And then like a lot of people like think you have to write like a whole essay. It's like, no, you can write a few sentences. You could break down like you could literally like be like, hey, so I don't forget, and then write down like a certain music note that you really liked and you didn't want to like, you just want it to like be in a loop for yourself. People like there's multiple ways of journaling. People think journaling is like pouring your feelings out, and it's not necessarily that.
No.
It's kind of like inner monologues to like for your days and stuff like that.
It's just for me.
It's a sense of meditation.
It's just for me. Like I'll never think about doing it, you know. And then if I even like the times that I did try, it's not that I couldn't think of anything to write. It's just more like I wrote it down. Nothing happened where I was like, oh yeah, I feel better, or I feel like I did that helped with anything in some sort of way, or like clearing up thoughts or anything like, because I know a lot of people like to do it because it helps straighten thoughts out. You know, it helps you write down whatever you're feeling or whatever you were thinking about in that moment. You write it down and, you know, it's not concrete, but it's like it's there better straightened out for most people.
That's an interesting way to see it. Yeah.
For me, it's just like, I can't, like, I'll just.
Do you think that you went into it hoping that you would get instant gratification off of it?
No. Because again, I knew that doing that or whatever isn't so much of like you do this and you're gonna fucking, I don't know,
feel relieved,
feel better, or even just like come out thinking something new, or coming out with a different outlook or whatever. I just was like, oh, okay, like this'll like help me with whatever it is, right? At the time, maybe it was like something for emotions, or just music for me myself, like maybe come out with some something like inspiration or whatever. But it really just didn't feel like anything special for me. Like,
gotcha.
It just felt like, okay, I wrote it down, but you know, at the same time, it didn't really do anything for me. Yeah,
right.
I get it. Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like Soul, they touched on it, but I think I feel like I've mentioned it before, but
we've talked about Soul a bunch of times. I think it's by far like one of our favorite movies.
Well, Soul, but I mean, like the sensation that Richard's describing that was in the movie, it's basically kind of like the flow state. It's kind of like what most people will go through when they have adequate skill at something. When it's kind of just when you say you're in the flow, like I'm in the flow, and you can't. I feel like it's kind of what what Richard described the scene in Soul, but it's kind of like I'm like, even when you're like, when I'm playing a game, it'll happen, or when certain things are it feels like things are just kind of falling into place perfectly. That kind of creates this seamless feeling, and it feels like I'm going with the flow. I'm with the river. Like all these actions are perfectly dominoing in my favor, and I feel like stuff like that is really nice. And I feel like when stuff like that happens, it is in the betterment for people. But I feel like that's also like a product of, it could be meditation also, you know, like different flow states will cause different effects from different people. You know, it kind of depends. I remember when I was, we had a family gathering here on the weekend, and my cousin, he's always kind of jumping around from thing to thing to thing. But now he kind of went back to this one. He was kind of into photography. Now he's back into it. But this one, he's kind of done a couple family gigs, and he was telling us how he wants to go visit his mom. So we're trying to help him out, and he might be doing another gig for like an extended family member. So he's getting there, and he's doing the work, but he was it makes me feel kind of bad, because I can kind of tell that the way he was talking, it kind of makes me feel like the certain moments in his life, or maybe he's even thought it because he's seen people react this way. But when you say stuff to certain parties, like, or certain people, and their reaction is just kind of like, what the fuck? Like when you're kind of just talking about what you're into and what you're passionate about, and then all you get back is just a
criticism /
it's those people that always have something to say.
Yeah. So he was kind of like describing this thing, and about like shutter speeds or prime, what is it? Like certain lenses that are stuck at a certain depth of perception, but they can't be moved. And he's just kind of going through these details.
Like geeking out, yeah.
Yeah, he's geeking out, and then he's like, "Oh, but you know what? I bet you guys don't even want to. You guys aren't even like, you know, whatever about it." And I looked at my cousin Fernie, and I looked back and I was like, talk nerdy to me, bro. Talk photography to me. I don't care. This shit's awesome. And even Freddie was like, yeah, and I said the exact same thing I told you guys. Like hearing somebody talk about what they're passionate about is always nice because
it's nice. Yeah.
You get that vibe of like, this fulfills them to a certain extent or makes them happy. So,
I mean, I get it.
Cool.
I get it because it's like, I've been on both ends where I like to hear people talking about whatever they're passionate about because you see their enthusiasm, you see like, you know, how much joy they get out of it. And it's just like, sometimes you don't understand what they're saying a lot of the time because it is very like, you have to be in that you have to be in that niche to know. But it's like, at the same time, I have that kind of mind anyway, where I'm like, bro, I'm learning something. I'm okay. Tell me like, what does this do? What does that do? Like, why are you so passionate? I want to know why you're so passionate about it.
Tell me about your hyperfixation.
Right.
Tell me about
it. And then I'm on like where he's at, where I could talk about niches too, like that, like where there's like music or fucking computer shit, right? Where I could talk to, let's say, like, for example, you guys, like I can go into depth with a bunch of this music theory shit where obviously I know we're friends, we've been friends for way too long that I know that you wouldn't just be like, bro, shut up or anything like that. But it's hard to want to keep going when at the same time,
you're the only one in it.
I'm the only one that understands like that much, and also kind of wants not rebuttal, I guess, in a way, like just somebody to
back and forth. Nice, yeah.
It's hard to like have the full conversation because you know it's just going to be you talking about it, and us going to be like,
yeah, because it's like, I mean, I can't fault you guys for it. It's obviously not something that, you know, it's like an everyday type topic or whatever, but it's like, you know, I understand that you guys will be like, oh cool, like that's cool for you, like, you know, and I'm not gonna yuck your yum for lack of a better term. It's like, but at the same time, I just would like if at the same time, if I were to have that conversation, it would be with somebody that understands and would geek out just as hard as I do, you know? But
I feel like I feel like with the niche or the topic, and I feel like this happens with everyone. Like that's why people that are like in similar hobbies or spaces can get along better than, you know, people that aren't. Like Steve has gym friends and they talk about gym stuff that he doesn't talk to us about, which is normal.
Makes sense.
And like I said, like I was super hype about talking to your niece about anime.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, things like that will happen, and I think I wish more people would listen and not just hear, you know, because then that creates more of a chance for people to kind of be more, I feel like, passionate and more passion, more energy. I feel like it just kind of creates a space for people to want to like actually go into the field that they're trying to get into or have interest in and things of that sort. I feel like it helps because I feel like a lot of people, because we talked about it, I think the last episode too, that you know, for the most part we didn't really know what we were doing. Some of us didn't finish school or college because we didn't have a header or a heading in mind. But as time goes on, when you kind of get a little bit better of a handle on your stuff, then you know, you kind of find your way through the fog. So that's always nice.
That's also always been kind of my gripe. And I'm gonna reference B movie because sorry, but like the whole thing in B movie is that like at the beginning, you know, they go to the school. Yeah, they go to school or whatever for 3 days or some shit, right? And after that third day, they have to pick a job that they have to do for the rest of their life till they die. Right, that's the joke in like the B working culture. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, as much of a joke it is as that is, it's kind of relatively true in our society, where it's like we go to school for 12 years or whatever it is, right?
Right.
And realistically, 1st through 8th grade, you don't expect anything other than, you know, oh, you learn how to fucking read, write, and a little bit of math and science or whatever the fuck, right? And then after that, it's just like, hopefully you learn what the fuck you want to go study for in college, if that's even an option for you.
Or you catch an interest,
right? Things like that. But a lot of the time, people don't know right away because life is fucking messy, chaotic. It's like you think you want to follow this, and then it's just out of nowhere. You're like, you know what? It's not what I thought it was gonna be. Now I have to. What feels like I'm starting over on something else that at this point I don't even know what the fuck I want to follow. So it's always been kind of my thing where I'm just like, we're really sending fucking 18-year-olds to a school to study something that they supposedly set their minds to. Realistically, a lot of the time, I feel like most people are gonna, abandon that because they didn't, they just weren't educated enough to know that wasn't for them.
They're not a full person. That's always the thing too. Is like, I feel like even when people that do that, there is like the certain number that do go and they do the schooling, but then at some point during their schooling or when they get older, they want to stop. They want to switch. Some people don't want to keep doing the same thing for the rest of their lives, and I feel like we don't really create that kind of environment.
I did that. I switched. I switched my last year forensics anthro to psychology.
Yeah, I feel like that switch can kind of stop a lot of people from going because it kind of means starting over or going a little bit longer than
people
others.
Are scared.
Well, yeah, exactly. Okay, so on top of like being scared to start over, then also comes the financial shit. It's like, am I really gonna have to fucking abandon those 2 years of school that I paid for and start all the way over and have to pay another fucking 4 years to start something else that I didn't even know I wanted to pursue in the first place or whatever.
Of course,
it just becomes a lot of headaches, and also
there's a lot of in-betweens.
It just can be like a really big buzzkill, like in a way. It just kind of like, oh my god, what's the freaking term? I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it just stops all of your momentum, I guess, where you're just like, what? I'd rather just go do a regular 9 to 5 and
figure my shit out, and then when I'm finally ready to go back, I can. But then that whole like, I got work, and it becomes this cycle. But to be super hippie about it and to kind of put a little cherry topper on this Sunday, all education should be free, in my opinion. Just saying, to go full hippie.
That's a political view.
We shouldn't be paying any part of trying to be a better part of society or better ourselves intellectually, because in the grand scheme of things, that betters the whole, not just the individual. I mean, it's good for the individual, but who knows? Maybe somebody wants to go to STEM research, but they can't because they can't afford it.
Yep.
So I don't know.
That being said, though,
don't put so many restrictors on higher education.
Bernie Sanders mentality.
That being said, though, it's not the end of the world if you decide that you don't want to follow something or even take time off from school. I say that as somebody who dropped out, but it's never too late to go back. I think a lot of people, a lot of stories have come out where it's just like, this fucking 80-year-old goes back to school to get a bachelor's in something. Or just even goes to community college to learn a new trade.
Well, I left after my AA, and like I knew I couldn't do much with it, but it's like the only reason why is just life happens. I couldn't afford to continue towards my BA. It's like, I plan on going back? It's been a few years now, but I think now I think now, if anything, I have a better, like Lee said, I have a better grip in my life and understanding of like my expenses and how I should like distribute my money and all that. And obviously, like if I'm gonna go for it, like I know the sacrifices I have to make for it. But it's like, like I want to go back and finish my BA. Like I realistically couldn't afford it because it's reaching the topic that California is fucking expensive, and there's I don't get government fundings or help. Like I did my years without any help. This shit was coming out of my pocket,
Yup.
So, but I get it though.
Education should be free, betterment for the people, and it just helps. It helps overall. But that'll be it.
That'll be it. What's it called? It's never too late. What? It's never too late. And honestly, just self-reflect a little bit. It's important, and it'll help you get to where you want to get.
My mom went back to school for her teaching license. She was a private school teacher, but then she went back for like her actual license, so she could apply at any schools in the LA area. So, and I think what she did, she was like 50 something. or
shit,
high or upper 40s, almost 50. So
cool.
It's possible. You do whenever you want to, you know. But yeah. So that's gonna be it, y'all. Hopefully you guys had a good time. We're gonna be hitting and entering. I was gonna say hintering. Hitting and entering the last portion of our podcast where we talk about the recommendations or anything that we are addicted to or want to recommend for you guys to listen and or fall in love with like we have. Okay. Richard, you go first.
Oh fuck. I don't have music this week. I just haven't really been listening to much besides regular shit. What I have gotten into, weirdly enough, on YouTube is POVs of people doing their jobs, but specifically
I like POVs.
Yeah, weirdo. Specifically, it's this guy on YouTube. His name is Matt Horn. He's a drum tech for the band Falling in Reverse. And basically what he does is he has a GoPro on and he's talking more in like his later ones, but for the most part it's just closed captions, like, and he's just like basically saying everything that he was doing that day. So like you'll see him going to like the backstage and setting up drums or tuning, blah blah blah, doing all this other stuff. And I don't know, it's like it's just interesting to see like how some people live, but also just more like what some of these jobs that you never really think of entail. So I don't know, go it's a good little niche to just kind of like spend time on. I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah, final words, like we said, just take some time to self-reflect. It's important. It can help you determine what you want to do next. What else did we talk about? Fuck AI.
Generated systems.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand, and honestly, we all knew it was coming, but it is what it is, I guess. Just don't trust everything you see on the internet sometimes, and yeah, I don't know, take your time, but also if you really want to go for it, make an effort. That's all I gotta say.
True. All right, Steve.
I got no music. I've kind of just been lingering on what I've been listening to. I've been going back and forth on a lot. Been listening to a lot of like 80s music recently for some reason, but I don't know. I saw the Bob Marley movie. That was a good film.
Oh, wow.
It was cool. Yeah, it was a dope ass movie.
Don't worry. Sorry.
They don't even play that song. They show
L
him.
Movie.
Nah,
L movie.
No, you're crazy. They show him like kind of creating the beat, but he never goes into like making the song because he's just like, we'll come back to this, and then they like switch to other ones, and I'm like, yeah.
Could you be loved?
No.
L Movie.
That's crazy.
L Movie.
What do you mean?
Nah. Anyway,
Nah, they got I think Is This Love? I think is one of the songs they played.
Is this love? Is this love? Okay.
I think that, yeah.
That I'm feeling.
Three Little Birds play, but it's not him singing it. It's just the background song of like the beginning of the film, which I get why.
Okay.
I was like, what else? Oh, Waiting in Vain is like the main song they play. Like he plays it. I was like, that's cute. I like that song.
I can't remember how it goes, but I know it.
That's crazy.
Off the title, I
like,
can't think of like how it goes.
That's like up here.
How does it go?
In his music. What is it? Damn, I can't sing on top of my head, bro. I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that.
Anyways, any other recommendations besides
none.
the movie?
Nothing. Final remarks would be just touching up on when you guys take time to figure out what you want to do in life. Don't look at others' success as your own demise, because a lot of people like to compare what you don't have or what you could have or what you could have had if you did this, and take it from somebody who completely dropped his entire major and switched over to something, and watching my friends graduate way before me, knowing I could have done that at the same time. I'm a lot happier with my decisions, even though it's very cost effective, but just don't get stuck in one path, and know that you can pursue whatever you want as long as you really want it. I had a lot of people tell me yeah, like my shit wasn't gonna do anything, and I'm doing something with it. Different area of it, not what I want to be 100%, but if all goes well, I will be going back soon, and I will finish and hopefully follow that entire career path.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, that's kind of it for me.
Nice. Cool. Hi. I
remember
have
the
one
song
song. It's an old one. I'm pretty sure people have. I'm pretty sure I've recommended it before. Way back when though. But I'm still not 100%. It's "Should I" by Phoebe Ryan. It's the only song.
I think you have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've recommended it. But like I said, it was a while ago.
Phoebe
Flash?
No, Phoebe Ryan. Right?
Yeah, Phoebe Ryan. Yeah, it popped up recent, like today when I was driving around to work, and I was like, oh, that's right, I had liked this song. It's cool. I like the lyrics, and I can relate so hard. But it's cute. It's a bop. So there's that. Recommendations.
I don't think you have actually remembered. Now that I listened to it, I thought it was something that you said earlier, but I'm like, I don't think you have. It's like a
I
song.
don't think you have either.
Well, if not, it's a new one on here. If it is an older recommendation, it's old and some of you may not have heard it. But if you have, revisit it. Or if you didn't get a chance to check it out, I'll check it out now. It's cool. Yep. It's cute.
Good song.
But for final regards or any other recommendations, I'm trying to think. I haven't really been playing any new games. I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. I figured out how to mod a game. That's been cool. Making my character look super pretty. Helldivers is still a cool time. Can't wait to liberate the galaxy with freedom and democracy.
Great America.
With, this himbo in training.
I'm joining.
See?
For democracy, dude.
Himbo in training? Is that what you
Wait,
said?
what?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
Very first time. As for final regards, kind of Richard touched on a little bit, but I'm just gonna put as a blanket statement for everything that we've said, and I feel like most things that we've talked about the past couple episodes, nothing is going to happen unless you put effort into it.
Yeah.
Nothing's just gonna magically pop up in your lap. It's not. You're not living in a movie. You may think you're the main character of your life, but you're not the main character of the universe.
You literally are the main character of your life.
So with that being said, you have to put in effort. You have to try. Because if you don't, nothing's gonna happen.
It's like,
so
think of it like a video game. It's like,
you were like chess.
The controller's right there. Nothing's gonna happen if you don't push the forward, like push this joystick forward or whatever, or press W.
Or if you want to drive somewhere, no, you're not gonna go anywhere unless you put the foot on the gas.
Yeah.
Think about it like that one scene from Hunter X.
Unless someone rear ends you.
Okay.
Where that little girl's playing against the king.
He
would have never found humanity in himself if he never stuck around with her.
Wow. Someone's been watching video documentary.
What you mean?
Ain't no way you thought of that yourself. Anyway,
I did. I'm a mama.
All right. Well, that's gonna be it for us, you guys. Hopefully, you guys had a good time. For anybody that wants to, like, if you guys want to look at the questions, like I said, the page is safe to think. But if you guys want to hear them again, it's if you wrote a book about your best friend, what would the last line be? And then the other one was, when you die, who do you think will sit at your grave the longest? I think they're good questions, and I think it kind of, I don't know, helps you think about somebody else, but also helps you think about yourself and what you cherish the most in your relationships and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just cool food for thought. If you guys want to put in the comment section any answers, that'd be cool. If not, then that's fine. Other than that, please like, comment, like I said, and share with your mamas, dadas, cousins, uncles, aunts, baby mamas, baby dadas, side pieces, situationships, thruples, quadruples.
What's the thing?
No labels.
Orgies.
Quadruple might not be, but I know a thruple
share it within your orgy.
Share it with the couple that you sit in the corner watching have sex.
Have us in the background on the TV of the orgy that you're at right now, because we know one of you is. At least one, maybe.
One of you ain't got good dick. You're being ignored.
Hey, make sure you drink water. Don't want to cramp up in the middle of it,
Nah, you cramp up. Just tag somebody in.
Aftercare is very important. Make sure you go pee. No UTIs in 2024. We take care of ourselves.
Make sure you high five each other at the end.
Stab each other up.
All right.
While you Eiffel Tower son.
We actually went through the whole beginning of this without being. No, wait, we did. No, we were kind of sexual. We were going to talk about the nudes.
It's only episode.
But this one, but the ending, we brought it back home.
It's only episode. Raunchy and emotional. There you go.
All
right. That
should
be our tag. Chill.
Bye.